So due to unexpected circumstances, we did get the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer one early, and it absolutely exploded online, as you would expect. It appears right now the trailer is on the path to roughly 100 million views in its first 24 to 36 hours or so, and that's just on the original source upload. There are other videos that have been uploaded of just the trailer on places like GameSpot that are like over 10 million views. It's absolutely wild out there. And in some ways, I have seen people mention, hey, this actually feels like an exciting time in games just from that one trailer releasing. It's something that maybe people haven't necessarily felt to start this generation, a title that gets announced that genuinely does feel like, okay, this is next gen or current gen, which I still see publications put next generation title, even though we're officially 3 years in. But nonetheless, Grand Theft Auto 6, bottom line, has caused a lot of excitement online. And in fact, I feel like this is going to change a lot for both Microsoft and Sony when it comes to their consoles. And I wanted to go over that here today. Guys, if you enjoy these videos, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new here to the Spawn Wave Plus channel. So let's head over here. This is the PDF that Take-Two released. Fortunately, they have a press release, and they also just let you download the full PDF. I think formats it a little bit better than what looks kind of like a Notepad or something on their website for it. Anyway, this is the Rockstar Games announces Grand Theft Auto 6 coming 2025. We're probably about 2 years away from its release. I'm thinking maybe September or October 2025. Leading into the holidays, it will be a ridiculous seller when it comes out. I'm expecting any and all records to be absolutely shattered by this release. Now, they did also give us platforms that it's coming to: PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and S. No PC release. I do want to point out this can obviously change as we either get closer to release or even on release. They could kind of talk about the PC release like during interviews, as I'm sure they'll be asked about it. At this time, I'm going to assume that they're going to approach this similar to how they have done with other games in the past, where they'll do a console release, then like a year later, it'll show up on PC because, let's face it, they're going to get a ton of people to buy the game at minimum twice. So that's just, it's how Rockstar, it's how Take-Two, I'm sure, is going to do this. Works for them. It worked for other companies. So, of course, they'll try to get more money from people. But either way, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5 in 2025. I mentioned that this generation has been slower going. We've had a lot of cross-gen stuff. We've seen games that are touted as PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series releases that were probably in development, maybe thinking, okay, this could be a PS4 and Xbox One release. And in fact, some games, after just releasing on these platforms, are actually being ported backwards. Think of Jedi Survivor as a great example. In this case, though, no, it appears Rockstar is full speed ahead. PS5, Xbox Series, that's it for now. And the reason this is so interesting is I've seen many people bring up the idea of either Sony or Microsoft getting the marketing deal for this game, because let's face it, whoever puts their system next to this game at launch is going to sell a metric truckload of systems. This is a game that people will buy a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series to play. It's one of those generational releases. Last time we had one of these come out, that was like a really big deal. Grand Theft Auto 5, that was 2013. And even 2 years before that is when we had the first trailer release. So it's been a while since the Grand Theft Auto hype has been in full swing, and we just kicked it off yesterday. So in this case, I think Microsoft and Sony can both benefit from this game coming out like tremendously. And for two different paths, I'd say. Let's start with Microsoft. The Series S, that's going to have this game release on it. And while it's not obviously as powerful as the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X, it is more attainable for people. And I know we obviously will look at these systems and go, well, why wouldn't I just get the Series X or the PS5? But as I've reminded people many, many times, the mainstream consumer that isn't necessarily as plugged in, or you can even say like mom and dads or something, who might be, I guess, getting this as a Christmas gift or something for their kids. But either way, I dealt with that a lot at retail. the mom or dad come in and the kid's like 10 and they buy him Grand Theft Auto. Hey, it's just got to see your ID and you can leave with it, I guess. But either way, they're going to look at, yes, the most attainable system potentially, and that might be the Series S that, I mean, right now, you're finding Series S systems discounted for under $250. Some people may be going out now to get that. I wouldn't yet because I think we might see a revision for the Series S, we'll say, coming up in the next year or so. But Microsoft very well could position Grand Theft Auto 6 next to their Series S as that easy entry point to get into this big time release from Rockstar and Take-Two. On the flip side, Sony, I believe, is launching a PlayStation 5 Pro. I feel like after we've now seen this new PlayStation 5, the quote-unquote slim with the detachable disk drive, and that PlayStation Portal, all of that being reported next to the PS5 Pro, and let's face it, the PS Portal out of the bunch sounded the most ridiculous, and yet here it is. So a PS5 Pro next year, holiday 2024, preceding the release of Grand Theft Auto 6. I mean, I think for Sony, if you say get a 60 FPS mode that's only attainable on that Pro hardware, or maybe just a higher resolution with 60 FPS ray tracing, all of that, basically the best looking premium enthusiast experience, I would put it next to the PS5 Pro and be like, hey, maybe you didn't think you needed this, but look how incredible this game looks, and you're going to spend hundreds of hours in this and hundreds of hours maybe in Grand Theft Auto Online. Don't you want to spend all that time in the best looking, best running environment? Now, of course, Microsoft and Sony, I'm sure, will just use it also to sell Xbox Series X and regular PlayStation 5 systems, but it's hard to ignore just the overall potential this game can have for whoever does get the marketing, or who knows, maybe Take-Two and Rockstar just kind of go case by case basis, and it's like, hey, if you want to have it next to that system at this event, costs this much, and vice versa. It really is in that kind of negotiation power for Rockstar and Take-Two, especially after what we've seen in the last 24 hours for the amount of interest just in this 90-second trailer. But let me know what you guys think about this one down below. Of course, you could talk about the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer one in general, or maybe you're thinking now about getting a PS5 and an Xbox Series system going into next year, into 2025, to specifically play this game. It's been a while, I think, for people since they've really had that feeling of like, ooh, okay, that game looks really good. Maybe I should buy that next generation or that new system now 3 years in to make sure I'm ready to go on release. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time.